If you are serious about learning how to use Canva for YouTube, you're in for a real treat with today's video. I met with 6 YouTube creators who will share what they wish they knew earlier. Each segment is going to kick off with a quick introduction by the creator, and then they're going to spill the beans on what they wish they knew. You're going to find links to each guest in the description box below, along with timestamps to help you quickly access the segments you want to rewatch. First up, we're going to hear from Michelle.
So my name is Michelle Lawrence. I am a content creator on YouTube that focuses on mindset, authenticity, revenue, and knowledge, which basically make your mark. MARK stands for mark, right? I'm a branding coach, basically, and I teach people how to figure that out for themselves through personal branding.
Michelle is amazing at it. I'm going to leave her YouTube channel down in the description below so that you can check her out.
What I didn't know was that I could create everything that I'm doing in Canva. Before whiteboards even existed, I would get into like a blank space and start making mind maps. I want to connect the dots so that I can kind of see, okay, this relates to this. And I didn't know that, you could do all those things in whiteboards because whiteboards just became a thing.
Can you explain how you use mind mapping for your YouTube channel?
Sure. And so once I have a concept that I want to talk about all month, then what I want to do is say, okay, where do you start? At the beginning. Well, what would be a beginning point for a beginner? The very basics. So then I would start big thought in the middle, draw a line to another bubble. And so that bubble would be like, okay, what do we start with? What's the absolutely beginning thing that you would start with? And then I start thinking about all the other little steps that I had to make along the way. And then I just connect the dots. And so basically what I've been doing is figuring out how to take something that's complex and make it simple by breaking it down into its little parts. And so then trying to visually tell that story. That's basically what I do in Canva all day long.
If you want an extended lesson about mind mapping from my conversation with Michelle, let me know in the comments below. Next up, we hear from Sunita.
I am a creative design consultant in video and music. I'm also a spiritual wellness therapist, and I'm the Canva and Color alchemist. I wish I knew that we could record videos in Canva and presentations, because I was doing everything in PowerPoint, and I was like looking at other software where we'd have to pay an extra price to film, to edit, to do this, to do that. Some of them were really overcomplicated. If I knew about it before, I think I would have thrown that hard way of finding and sorting through everything to get the best thing to be able to use. Don't get me wrong, I do still use different editing software. I mix and match, see what's suitable for whatever I'm recording, etc. But, if at the beginning I knew that, oh, wow, we could do this in Canva. Oh, my gosh, we can film, we can record, we can edit, we could do whatever. I wish that was more emphasized, I think.
What it is when you and I started, video really wasn't a thing.
Yeah, right?
Of course, we didn't know, but I sort of wish that we had known it was on the roadmap, because it could have really changed the way I utilized it more. The record yourself function is it only available on Chrome and desktop app?
Chrome and desktop app, yes. Not on mobile app.
If you're loving what we're doing here, oh my goodness, subscribe to the channel. All you got to do is click the button. Click it.
Next up, let's learn from Sharon.
My channel is That Snazzy Life, and it's all about vegan lifestyle and with a lot of focus on food and recipe videos and tutorials and lifestyle content. One of the things I wish I knew is that I can organize projects to keep things and make things easier to find. And as it is now, I still haven't done it because you know how it is when you start doing something and you just keep going that way. You have to really take time to organize it, but really organizing it would be a much better way to start out. So if you could kind of figure out how to organize your projects and like set up folders to begin with, you're going to be happy that you took the time to set that up so that it will be really easy to go back in and find. For example, I have one template for creating thumbnails, and I just keep reusing that and adding thumbnails. So I have like 70 thumbnails in one document, whatever, with all the template, with all that. I don't know if that's the most efficient way to have it. Maybe it should be organized by project or by video so that everything is in one place for that video. So just kind of trying to figure out your organization and what's going to work best for you in terms of how you work and your workflow is something to really think about before you actually get started creating a lot of things in Canva.
Next up, let's listen to Nobu.
My name is Nobu Musakiwa. My YouTube channel is my name. And my channel is a personal finance channel where I help single women buy their first house strategically so they can get to financial freedom faster. So I first started using Canva. It used to take me forever to get things done, right? I just was slow because I didn't know where everything was and how to be efficient. And probably the least efficient thing that I used to do when I got started was to actually go and like select everything and copy and then open a new document and then paste the thing into it. I didn't realize that I could just duplicate something and then just resize and do all that. So I wish that I knew how to do that initially. I wish I had that tidbit initially because that would have saved me a whole bunch of time and I would have been doing things a lot more efficiently and faster.
Yeah, it's great. All you have to do is click file and make a copy, and I literally just did that right before we got on this because I was making a copy of a presentation I'd done so I could slide in somebody else's information.
Show Jennifer how much of a bloody legend you reckon she is and smash that like button.
Thank you so much, Claire, for the reminder.
So my first channel is a channel all about growing a YouTube channel. And I interview wonderful guests such as yourself and, learn all the tips and tricks that people have, people from all different walks of life and different kind of stages of their YouTube channel growth. So, and my other channel is about mine and my wife's journey to trying to have a baby. So we wanted to shed some light and just answer the questions that people ask us.
Now, let's listen to Claire's time-saving tip.
So I had to think about this long and hard because it's been such a while that I have been using Canva now. But I think it would be all of the shortcuts. So I think something to like anything for a content creator, anything that speeds up the production process and the editing process and all of that is amazing. And learning those shortcuts, it's such a simple way to save so much time. And if I had known that I could bring things forward and send things back so easily without having to like do 3 different clicks, it would have just saved me so much time. So yeah, that's my big thing. And there's so many. I looked up a list of them before we had this chat to see if there was some other stuff that I didn't know about.
There's so many. In fact, I just programmed my new Stream Deck.
Yeah. So, but not everyone has a fancy Stream Deck like yours. I would love to have one, but keeping a list of them, of the ones that you notice you're using all of the time, because they all have it written right next to the action. And when you click on a graphic or some writing or whatever, an image, and you do your little right click on it, it comes up with the shortcut. So you never have to do that again. And so I just wish that rather than going, there's shortcuts and not doing anything about it, I wish that from earlier on, I'd maybe taken a little bit more notice of that and started implementing it because, yeah, it saves me so much time.
Yeah, I cannot tell you how many times a day I press R for rectangle.
Yeah, that was one of the ones that was a surprise to me. I didn't know that you could press R for rectangle.
Mariane is up next. After Marianne's amazing tip, I'm going to be sharing what I wish I knew before I started using Canva. Let's listen in to what Mariane had to say because it really puts a smile on my face.
Hi, I'm Mariane Cress, and my YouTube channel is all about planning on paper and using it not just as a productivity tool, but as a way to look after yourself, some me time and self-care. So when you are feeling a little bit stressed, overwhelmed, you have something to focus on, get you back on track, and get you doing the great things you are good at. Now, I actually originally wanted to use Canva just to make my thumbnails. But what I didn't know, and I wish I knew beforehand, was that it can do so much more than just creating thumbnails. There's so many great templates that's already in there, as well as elements that either you can use for your own thumbnails and graphics, but as a form of inspiration and to help get you ideas. So then it ups your game and help you get that click-through rate higher.
I'm so proud.
Yeah?
My channel's goal is to make people aware that Canva is used more than just for thumbnails. And the fact that you wish you knew at the beginning,
people will sign up for it more, I think, than just a background remover, you know?
Background remover has come up a lot in the conversations that I've had with other creators.
Now, prior to using Canva, I actually used a Procreate app where I was erasing all the background and then putting an outline on an image so that I can put it on my YouTube thumbnails. But with Canva, simple click, edit image, remove background, and voila. That's 15 minutes that I've got back from my time. So that in itself is a great way to sign up. Free versions to it, but the Pro has so much more that you can do with it. So for sure.
Now, it's my turn. My name is Jennifer, and I have two channels. The Creator Classroom, where you can learn how to use Canva for your YouTube channel, and one called the Project Help Desk, where I do different projects. Well, mainly my husband does different projects around the house, and we give tips and tricks there. What I wish I knew before I started using Canva in 2015 was that it's okay if all of my designs suck. Here's the deal. Every expert was once a beginner. So what you see me doing now is not how I designed in 2015. And so it really is great as a beginner to take it one step at a time, to do one skill at a time. And you know what? My friend Darren says it best, and I'm going to include a recent clip from a live stream right here.
And when you're starting out, you're not a pro. That's not what your job is. You're not a graphic designer. You know, your business might be selling teacups or whatever it is your business is doing. You're not a graphic designer, and that's why the templates and things like that are there. And you can apply your own brand colors, fonts, and things like that to those templates. If there's anybody watching this, a newbie or anything else like that, you know, there's any program you start with, it can always look and feel overwhelming, but taking it one step at a time and just getting started, that's the main thing. The first one you create might not look the best, but you'll have created something. By the time you're creating your 20th item, you'll be like, yeah, you look at it and compare it to your first item, and you'll be like, oh my word, that first one that I created was crazy. Can't even believe I did something like that. But the 20th thing you're starting to create, and your 100th thing or whatever, however many you're creating, the more you start creating and learning new different techniques each time, you're doing something, then that is the main key as a newbie, is just to have a go. Click all the buttons. There's nothing much you can do wrong, apart from delete your account, but that's hard to do.
If you enjoyed today's Canva tutorial, then you're really going to enjoy 3 simple skills that you should know how to do in Canva. And it's going to be by one of these guests. Check that out, and I'll see you next time. Bye.